What have you done in your life that has significantly improved your health? Started going for daily walks, even if it's just around the block a couple times. Quitting drinking. Should have done it years ago. Feel so much better now and can still hang at bars while drinking beers. Stop always trying to fill my schedule. Exercising daily. Be actively positive and optimistic. Everything in life is framed through your perspective. I'm a much happier person as a result. Women find it much more attractive. My family and work colleagues have noticed as well. Life is tough. Don't make it any harder than it already is. I lost 125 pounds. Feel better. Move better. Glucose levels now normal. Blood pressure almost normal. I can see my toes and man bits. I can tie my shoes without getting out of breath. Started at just over 300 pounds and now 170,175. Diet and exercise. Get out and move and eat less is the way. Took me 14 months. Quit smoking and then getting a double lung transplant. Spent the love I once had for somebody else on myself. Stopped blaming others. Everything in my life is my doing. I take responsibility for the life I have. There's no need to blame others and waste my mental health on anger toward things that just don't matter. If it happens, it's because of me and I will do my best always. Walking outside 10-20 minutes a day. Earning more money allows me to buy better quality food. Not living with my parents anymore. Honestly, cut all ties with my extremely toxic birth family. My God, I was so anxious, depressed, and constantly sick until I did. I became an alcoholic, and when I did, surprise, surprise, they didn't believe me and didn't support my decision to stop drinking. I mean, how do you not believe someone when they tell you they've become an alcoholic? And then they tried to convince me to continue drinking. I'm quite happy to report I'm over 20 years sober. I'm drama and anxiety free. And have very little lasting depression. If you have a toxic relationship, I cannot recommend it more. Break up with them for good. Stopped measuring my progress against others. Therapy. Working out. Never smoked. Had a mildly optimistic outlook. I am only the second man in my family in the past 100 years to reach 60 years of age. The other is one of my older brothers, now 67. The other passed at 54. Our dad went at 47. His brother at 36. His dad at 53. Etc. No alcohol or porn. Gave up drugs and alcohol. Got a physically active job. Cut down on sugar. I've never been in better shape. And I've met the love of my life as a result. Started going to the doctors regularly as opposed to an urgent care only when I felt really awful. Turns out I face high blood pressure and probably did for a while. Getting older, can't just stick my head in the sand anymore and think I am indestructible. I just stopped working in retail and I have never felt more mentally good since I was 16. It's been years. My last few weeks leading me to quit. Someone even punched at me. I actually have free time now and I no longer have to deal with the general public. Life is good. Cut out all processed sugars, alcohol and porn. Life-changing experience. It transfers you from a mere mortal to a supernatural creature in comparison. Learning about practicing good sleep hygiene and constantly improving my cardio. Could run circles around the lethargic version of myself I was in most of my 20s. Lol. Went vegan for the animals, regularly get such stellar blood results my doctors are always in awe. Therapy and getting enough sleep. Stopped drinking and smoking. Took up yoga. It's not just the physical health improvements like being far more flexible and no longer getting bad backs. It's the mental health improvements from things like the breathing control for reduced anxiety and the ability to stay grounded in times of stress. All you need is a $20 yoga mat and YouTube. Drinking water all day. Got my hypothyroid diagnosed. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Changing jobs, which led to a much improved quality of life and far fewer negative outcomes in daily life. This led to me being happier and taking better care of myself. 1 walk per day as a minimum exercise. And cut out added sugar and high sodium foods as much as possible. This doesn't mean never eat them. It means don't eat them on a daily basis. They should be a treat, not the norm. Most foods have options that say no added sugar. Make sure you're looking for that specifically. Artificial sweeteners aren't much better, or in some arguments are arguably worse compared to normal sugar. Quit smoking and drastically cut back on my alcohol intake. Walking more. Drinking more tea. Sleeping with earplugs in. Journaling. Gymming as much as I possibly can. Haven't done it yet, but the process has started. I'm having a double mastectomy on December 29th to prevent me from getting breast cancer. This will greatly improve both my mental health and my physical health by not getting breast cancer that is heavy in my family. And I tested positive for the gene. The simplest one was quitting soda and switching to water. As silly as it sounds, got closer to my cats. Running and eating less. Got rid of my car. Walk and bicycle as much as possible. Public transit sometimes. Rent a car a few times a year. Deciding to retire. Be more active. Try to eat healthier and in smaller portions. I feel more energetic and a better self-image. It was slow and I hated a better diet when I started. But it a better feeling overall. Joe. Went from using my phone from about 14 hours a day to about 2 hours, and I feel so much better. Now I forget my phone at home all the time instead of panicking where it is. Therapy and porn showed up way more than I expected to see. That said, cutting alcohol back to almost nothing. I never had a drinking problem and would only drink socially anyway. But lately I've found that I feel so much better if I have none at all. That and working out every morning. Oh, and taking care of your health. Which means addressing anything that may not feel normal. Honestly, moving abroad for a year was one of the best things I could have done for my mental health. At that point, I had been depressed for over a decade. Moving abroad allowed me to build an entirely new life, with people who didn't have any preconceived notions about me. When I returned back to my home country, I was a lot more confident and optimistic about my future. Better diet and exercise. Brisk walk 3 kilometers a day since 2020. Living and loving it. Started taking mushrooms. Dealt with a lot of personal issues during bad trips, which are really just forced therapy usually. Self-reflection. Giving my employer exactly the amount of me they deserve, nothing more, nothing less. Stopped drinking alcohol and caffeine. I've been sober 5 years and off caffeine for about 5 months. I was having some serious gut issues and stopping caffeine made a huge impact on that. I also actually feel much more energetic and alert in the mornings. Alcohol. I don't know. It's changed my life. More focused in general. My body doesn't feel beat up. My mood has improved drastically. My relationships are better. My skin is better. It's just been an amazing transformation. Also, not having hangovers means I can actually enjoy every waking hour of my day. I don't have to shuffle around sipping water and napping. I got my life back.